Happy St. Patrick's Day, you guys. Welcome to Yoga Physio Zone. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day 2020 is not really what we were expecting. We're all having to socially isolate, giving us a lot more spare time. So hopefully this yoga series, Beat the Bug Yoga, will help to keep you and your sanity intact. So yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, in honour of St. Patrick's Day, I'm wearing the only green t-shirt I own and green leggings, and everything green that I own is actually in this room, including my Limerick hurling team flag there. So anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, I've just posted a new video online, very short, kind of 5-minute clip on just safety when you're doing online yoga. So I'm going to get everybody to watch that before you go any further. So please watch that. And I am assuming that if you're still listening to me, you've just had a little look at that. So it's just putting down a few ground rules about just yoga in an online situation. Okay, so we're going to do Surya Namaskar today, which is basically the sun salute. Now, looking out, there's no sun in Ireland today, but it's not raining. Okay, so I'm going to get you to lie down on your mat. So yeah, laying down and then letting the body settle, and on the next in-breath, stretching the arms overhead. Lovely. Shimmy your shoulders away from your ears, and then on the next in-breath, stretching into the fingers and toes. Stretching into your fingers and toes, making yourself as long as you possibly can be. And on the out-breath, releasing. And then on the next in-breath, stretch into fingers and heels. So stretching and releasing. And again, stretching into fingers and toes. And releasing. And stretching into fingers and heels. And releasing. Okay, so I'm going to get you just to bend up your right knee, and then with your two hands, grab back of your thigh, and then just release your shoulders away from your ears if you can, and then just straightening up that right leg. Now, if you're like me, and you can see from me, I'm not really getting mine straight. I have very tight hamstrings, these muscles at the back of the thigh. So just stretching and releasing and stretching again and releasing and again stretching up. Try and keep your chin tucked in if you can while you're doing it, and back down. Okay, let's do the other leg, the left leg. So again, holding the back of the thigh with the two hands and trying to straighten up on in-breath. You can release the stretch a little bit on the out-breath, and again straightening up, bending, stretching up, and bending. And then maybe with the two legs together if you can. Maybe putting one hand behind your right hand behind the right thigh, left hand behind the left thigh, and then just seeing about stretching out the two legs together if you can. Doesn't matter if they don't straighten, just see what you can do. Say good morning to your toes, morning toes. And back down. Okay, now grab your two knees and pull them down towards you, and then roll around little circles. It's going to be a short class, we're not going to be here for too long. Rolling around in little circles, and again rolling around. Good. And back down. Okay. So actually, if you wouldn't mind coming up, you can come up onto your elbows there for a second, and then coming up into sitting. We might just do a forward stretch in the sitting position. So I'm going to get you to just bend down over your toes. Try not to be too bendy in your back, but trying to be sitting on your sit bones if you can. If you need to bend your knees so that you can stay sitting on your sit bones, that's fine. And just come down to your toes or as near as you can with your knees bent. And then you can see about trying to straighten them out, okay? And just go as far as your hamstrings will let you, okay? And breathing into that position. I can feel that stretching my hamstrings. Okay, nice job. Okay, so coming around onto your front, let's do some kind of backward bends a little bit, because you are going to be bending in some fluid, you're also going to be arching your back as well. So we need to do a few arches. So I'm going to get you to get your arms kind of out to the side, then push into the mat with your thighs and your shins and your feet. So you're really pushing in, and then actually your tailbone, which is this bone here, see if you can kind of scoot it down towards your heels. And now in that position, pushing up on your hands and back down. So it's a form of the cobra with your arms out wide, lifting up and back down, and lifting up and coming back down. That's really good. Okay, so I'm going to get you to come up on all fours if you can. Now you remember yesterday we were talking about the position of your hands in all fours. So basically what I want you to do is just put your weight on the bases of your kind of fingers and your thumb. So that kind of position there, that's where your weight should be. So hands are below your shoulders, knees are below your hips, and then roll your upper arms outwards so it twists the crease at the front of your elbow so that it's facing forwards. And that's your position. That engages your shoulder muscles here, and that protects your neck in any of the poses that we're going to do. So just wiggle your hips from side to side, warm them up a small bit. Very good. And then I'm going to get you to place your hands forwards, just one hand's breadth. Again, get those arms in position, straighten the elbows, elbow creases looking forwards, and then we're going to see about going down to downward dog. So we're putting weight on our hands and then dropping our hips down towards the ground. They mightn't go fully. They might go fully. You can see I can't go fully, but that's fine. So that's kind of, I suppose, an upward dog, start of upward dog. You can look up towards the sky, try and get your shoulders away from your ears, shoulder blades down your back a little bit. And coming back out of it, good. And do it again. That's it. Dropping the hips. Looking up. And then coming back to all fours. And let's just do that again. So straighten those elbows, come forward, putting weight on those hands. Now if you can lift your knees up, okay, so that you're balancing on the front of your feet, but you know, if that's quite a strong pose, so don't worry if you can't do that, just keep on your knees, that's fine. Good, it's been coming back. Okay, now you can come back into child's pose for a second. So you're just going to rest back, kind of bum to heels, back on your hunkers, as we say in Ireland, back on your hunkers. And then put your forehead to the floor and just give yourself a moment in that position. Okay, and then coming back to all fours. And then we're just going to put our hand to hand breath forward again. Press into the bases of those fingers. Straighten your elbows. Roll the arms outwards so the crease of the elbow is facing forwards. Now we're in the starting position. We're going to do downward dog. So tuck your toes under and then push into the hands and feet. Lift your bum off, up in the air, lifting the knees, should I say, off the mat, and then push the bum away from you. So you keep your arms as straight as you can, elbows straight, push into those fingers, the base of those fingers, drop your heels if you can. You're really getting the feeling that your hands are pushing into the mat, they're pushing your hips away from the hands. Again, dropping the heels and looking back through your feet. And then coming forwards. We're going to do that once more. The real yogis can get their heels back onto the ground. I'm not there yet, you can see. So if you're not there yet, you're in very good company. So we're going to do that again. All right. Hands just forward of the all forward position. Roll the arms around. Tuck the toes under. Lifting up off the mat and then pushing the bum away. Drop the heels. Now from here, we're going to walk forwards towards our hands with our feet. Keep your bum high, just as far as your feet will go, all right? And then you can walk them back. And back onto your knees again, okay? Because that's going to be part of our sun salute in a minute. Okay, the last pose I want to do before we go and do, well, before we get up into standing, is just the plank pose. So I'm going to get you to kind of tip up on your toes and then walk back into plank. So now we're in a plank position there. Okay. And what we'll be doing then is dropping to the floor from this plank position. So drop your knees and then drop the front part of your body, keeping your elbows in close if you can. And there you are back on your tummy. Okay? So we're going to do that again. We're going to come up onto all fours. Okay? Hands in position, arms twisted outwards. Going to come up off your knees, walk back into plank position, and then drop to the knees and drop your chest as well, and you're down on your tummy. Okay, and then what we will be doing is we'll be going from there to upward dog by bringing your hands back a tiny bit and then putting your feet flat on the ground, and then you're pushing up into upward dog from that position. Okay. Good stuff. And back to all fours. Okay. So we're nearly ready, but not quite. I'm going to get you to come up into high kneeling and from there into standing. Okay. And let's just do the bending forward bit. So your feet are hip width apart. You can kind of see me. I'll just move a little bit further away so you can see me a bit more. I'm small, but this is actually going to be a bit of a challenge, but you'll see most of me actually. I'll just move. Okay, you'll be able to see me a bit better. Okay, so we're going to just get our feet hip width apart, and then looking forward, stick the bum out behind you and bend forwards. That's it. Lovely. And then bending from the hips, head down and hands down, and you can just let your hands relax down. Nice one. Some people have to bend their knees to stay in this position comfortably. If you're a real yogi, at this stage you'll be able to get both hands flat on the floor, but I told you before, I'm not a real yogi. So, good. And coming back up the same way, stick the bum out behind you, keeps your back straight, and up you come. Lovely. Okay, so now we're going to do that with our hands out to the side. So we're going to just lift up, hands above the head, and then sticking the bum out behind you, looking forward, hands forward, bringing the hands back, and then bringing them down either to the ground or to your shins. Okay. Now in this position, I want you to straighten your elbows. So some people find that they're actually up here for that. They can't get any lower, that's fine, okay? But wherever you can get to, where you can then straighten your elbow, straighten your back and look out in front of you. And then coming back to the bend, you can let your hands flap again. Then again, put your hands to your shin or your thighs, wherever you can kind of straighten your elbows, whatever level you're at where your elbows will straighten for you. So you can straighten your elbows, lengthening the spine, sticking the bum out behind you and looking forwards. Big breath in. And breathing out. Coming back. Just to the kind of the ragdoll position. And again, we're going to put our hands to our shins. Look forward, stick the bum out behind you, keep it straight back. And breathing out, dropping, and then coming back up. If you're coming back up, you know, you can either walk your hands up your legs to get yourself back up if you kind of feel that you're a little bit nervous about just coming back up, or stick your bum out and come up with a straight back, arms out to the side. And back down. So we are ready for sun salute, okay? And in fact, the sun has come out here in my back garden. Hooray, good sun salute. So just going to pull away from the wall a tiny wee bit. Okay, let's go. So feet hip width apart. On in breath, reaching the hands overhead. On an out breath, stick that bum out behind you. Look forward, coming down. Hands to rest on your shins. Elbows straight. Stick the bum out behind you. Look forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Then bend your knees. Get your feet or your hands down onto the mat and walk back into plank. You can stay here for a second. In plank, okay. Then drop to the knees. Drop the chest down. You're lying on your tummy. Then you're going to walk your hands back just ever so slightly. They're a bit lower in your rib cage. Turn your feet over so that they're flat on the mat. And then you're going to push up into upward dog. So you're pressing into your hands and lifting the hips up off the mat onto your straight arms. You can lift your knees off or you don't have to. Upward dog. Look up at the sky. Then tuck the toes under. Push into the hands and feet, and you are now pushing up, lifting those hips into downward dog. Drop the heels. Look back towards your feet. On the next in-breath, look forward towards your hands, and then walk the feet up towards the hands. Bring them as far as you can, and then finally bringing the hands up your legs to your shins. And here we are in this position. Straighten out the elbows, look forwards. Breathing out, just relax down into a full forward bend, Uttanasana. And then on the next in-breath, you're going to stand up, either walking your hands up your legs or stick your bum out behind you. And coming up to standing, looking up at the sky, and then back down. So that was the first sun salute. We're going to do that again just a little bit faster. Okay, ready? On the next in-breath. Arms overhead, breathing out, forward fold. Hands to shin. Breathing in, straight elbows, look forward, stick the bum out behind you. On the next out breath, hands to the floor, bend your knees if you need to, walk back to plank. Hold yourself here for a second. Then on an out breath, drop to your knees, drop down to your chest. You're now on the floor. Hands just back a little bit towards your waist. Feet flat on the floor. On an in breath, pushing up into those hands, straightening the elbows, lifting the hips off the ground. Tuck the toes under. On an out breath, pushing the bum up. Press into the hands and feet to lift that bum. Drop the heels. Downward dog. Then on the next in-breath, look forwards towards your hands and walk your feet towards your hands. Then walk your hands up along your legs till they're on your shins. Next in-breath, straighten the elbows, look forward, stick your bum out behind. Next out-breath, just fold forwards. And then next in-breath, lifting up, coming up to a standing position, stick the bum out behind you. Look up towards the ceiling. Next out breath, coming back down. Great. We're going to do that once more and a bit faster. Okay? Feet hip width apart. Whew. Okay, let's go. So on the next in-breath, reaching up. On the next out-breath, folding forward, stick your bum out behind you. Hands to the floor or to your shins. Next in-breath, straighten the elbows. Look forward, stick the bum out. Breathing out, hands to the floor, bend your knees and then walk back to plank. In plank, you can stay here for a second. Then drop to your knees and your tummy. Hands back so that they're nearly at your waist. You're over on the flat part of your foot. And then you're pushing up into your elbows, straightening those elbows, lifting the hips off the ground, maybe lifting the knees off the ground. Tuck the toes under, push into the hands and feet, lift the bum, downward dog. Looking through your feet. On the next in-breath, look at your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to your shins. On the next in-breath, lengthening, looking out. Out breath, fold forwards. Next in-breath, what they call root to rise. And straight up, looking at the sky. And then here we are, back to base. So, Surya Namaskar. I brought the sun out. Hooray, sun is here. Happy St. Patrick's Day, you guys. Stay safe and keep washing your hands, keep washing your yoga mat. And we'll talk real soon.